So they'll be calling you a radical. So Kevin Blanch is right again. I'm like, why is Nuscale crashing? Why is Nuscale crashing? Thank you to guru.com. So they're reporting that the CEO, Chris Gobert, dumping 1.7 million shares over the last 3 months, but he dumped recently 900 and something thousand. They're reporting that 47 different insiders in Nuscale, and this is important because we're the ones being looted and ripped off here in beautiful Utah. You could ask, I'm waiting here to have my pacemaker checked. I'm the only one that fought these monsters. I fought them from the very beginning. When they were lobbying inside the Utah State, I caught them illegally lobbying during session. I'm the one that exposed that Kenwood Financial was a Ponzi scheme, their first money. I'm the one that exposed that Jose Reyes and the head of the NRC, who approved their license, worked together at Idaho National Lab. Now, this is important. I was just at Idaho National Lab. As you know, I'm there all the time. My friend from here owns the bar there. I know everybody. I was just up there. I'm asking everybody, what's going on? What's going on? Everybody said, these are the people that work there. Well, I know everybody up there. And they're like, we don't even think they're testing. We don't. And these are the people. No, nobody's. Is something gone wrong with it? We don't even think they're testing. Are they testing? I don't think so. So it's important because here in Utah, we're the only ones funding it. I'm the one that fought it. Look, it's coming out of your light bill. It's called AMPS. AMPS is for wind and solar. I helped get that through. They stole it. There's interviews online. I've asked these state legislators, why did you pass this? Whatever. Because jobs, they went to municipalities all over, including Morgan, Brigham City, all these little municipalities, and they says, form a consulting firm, here's $200,000, and somebody would just shove it down our throat, and I'm like, they were supposed to have 19 online, or excuse me, 24 online by 2019. Then they said 12. Then they say 6 by 20. I mean, there's no such thing. I mean, it's a sham. And why would you? And then Governor Cox, who I asked, he's the worst governor we ever had. He's ignorant, and you know, Bill Gates told the operator, he says, Governor Cox, I'm at the Bear River Massacre in Idaho. Cox is speaking. I said, why are you speaking it? This is Utah territory. I said, this is never Utah territory, Franklin, Idaho, it's Washington. I asked the state attorney general, it's online. Reyes, remember I said the Reyes connection? Are you related to Jose Reyes? I asked him point blank. You know, why are we funding this thing? And he says, no, I'm not related to him. Okay, all right. So then I asked him, well, what about right over the hill, these little SMRs that we're funding here in Utah coming out of our bill, coming out of our light bill? It's the biggest loot job in Utah history. That's saying a lot. And you could ask 10,000 people right here, what about Nuscale and the money's coming out of AMPS, coming out of your light bill, that they've ripped off hundreds of millions of dollars? I'll guarantee you will not find one single person that even knows what the fuck I'm talking about. I mean, it's Orwell on Balcony game now. You've been hit by it. You've been smacked by it. And so I asked the state attorney general, Reyes, Sean, and I'm like, Sean, I know I'm not. What about these little SMRs? We're in Idaho at the Bear River Massacre. They're being tested supposedly right here. We're paying. I don't even know anything about that. I don't even know what those are. He told me that. It's online. Then he turned around, did an about face, and he walked to me, and he sure made a point. He says, make it perfectly clear, I am not related to this guy. Okay, gotcha. He sure made it clear. He distanced himself. He's not related. He is related to that freaking madman in the Philippines. But, look it up. So, I was right again. Remember I told you short it at 14, get out, short it. Give me a tip on you because I'm fighting cancer. I had open heart surgery. I was given 2 months to live in that room right there. I'm going to get my pacemaker checked. I've had open heart surgery twice. What did I get for all this historic work? I got a badge on. I got a pacemaker. I got a leukemia bill for $1.8 million. So I was right again. The #1 school business in the history of the country, Kevin Blanch, here in Utah, that I was the guy. That's the highest exit testing in the history of the school. My testing. I was a student professor there then. Graduate there then. #1 to this day, beating Wharton, beating Harvard, beating Sean Reyes's, or Jose Reyes's Berkeley, beating them all. Now it's reported that the FBI has done an investigation on Chinese influence and points right to this school, which Kevin Blanch has been screaming the whole time. They were on our campus, Nuscale. And I videoed, they called the cops on. The cops were like, well, what are you calling the cops on Kevin for? All I'm doing is video and asking about these little Nuscale reactors. the fairy tale, the unicorn. This is the biggest loot job in Utah history, and I'm the only guy that thought it. Of course, I'm the only guy who even told you about Fukushima. And what do? Get for it? I live in abject poverty. So this is a big story. I was right. Thank you to Guru for freaking reporting this. Insiders dumping. They're jumping off this freaking sinking freaking ship like the rats that they are. Just like the Weaver State School of Business. I talked to 3 of them in the last little while. They're all early retiring now, you know, and they used to argue with me about what they do. And they, nice, Bertie, nice. But they took our #1 school of business, they shredded it to shreds. We don't make them rinse and review. This is the biggest corruption in the history of the state. Nuscale. Insiders dumping. You know, being reported just like I thought it was. I remember I did the thing at the Elizabeth D. Shaw Stewart Football Stadium. Where did that money come from? That's what I said. I don't know for a fact, but my guess is, and I begged people to short it, just like I did when G was so high. You know, send me a tip. Just like I told you to get out of your silver and gold all those years ago, buy Tesla. People did it, but, you know, not me. Stay tuned.